Right, so you're still here on your Joy News channel, and this is your election headquarters. Myself, Winston Amwa, and Raymond Aqua. We've been trying to help you appreciate what is going on in Parliament. And as you understand, in the last 6 minutes or so, the 8th Parliament is dissolved. It's gone. So Speaker Bagbin is gone. He doesn't exist anymore. The two deputies, Joe Wise and Andrew Isiama, all of them, they are gone. The MPs who were in the 8th Parliament don't exist again by the operation of law. Presently, that's right. That's correct. 120 or... Yes. So as we speak, it is now the new Parliament that is about to be constituted. There will be first the election of the Speaker, the deputies, they will be sworn in by the CJ, and then the Speaker will swear in the members of Parliament. Let's hear them as the prayer starts and the proceedings begin.
Sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Amen. Summoning of Parliament for the first sitting of the first meeting of the 9th Parliament. Know ye all men that in the exercise of the powers conferred on the clerk to Parliament, I, Ebenezer Ahuma Electoral, acting clerk to Parliament, appointed under Article 124 of the Constitution and pursuant to Order 82 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, do hereby appoint Parliament House, Accra, to be the place, and 12 midnight of Tuesday, the 7th of January 2025, to be the time when Parliament shall sit to elect a Speaker and Deputy Speakers for the administration of oath to the Speaker and members of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Signed, Ebenezer Ahuma Electoral, acting clerk to Parliament. Honourable members elect, it is my honor to inform you that I have received from the Electoral Commission the writ of elections for the December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections, and I shall proceed to read the communication from the Electoral Commission. Let me indicate that the writs came in sequence I have 3 writs of election. Some are supplementary writs of elections. The first writ of election was issued dated 23rd December 2024, addressed to the clerk to Parliament. And it reads, Dear Sir, submission of writ of election for the parliamentary elections held on 7 December 2024. I bring you greetings from the Electoral Commission and trust that this letter finds you well. I write to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 17 December 2024 with reference number PS/CS/027/34 on the above subject matter. Kindly find attached the writ of elections for the parliamentary elections held on Saturday, 7 December 2024 for 274 constituencies. Also attached is a schedule containing the names of the candidates elected pursuant to Regulation 43(2)(b) of the Public Elections Regulation 2020 CI 127. Please note that there are 2 constituencies which have issues with their coalitions. The Commission will notify you when the issues regarding the 2 constituencies have been resolved. So that is the first one. The second writ of election was received on the 2nd of January 2025. It reads, the clerk to Parliament, Parliament of Accra, dear sir, submission of writ of elections for the Domi Kwabenya parliamentary election held on 7 December 2024. I bring you greetings from the Electoral Commission and trust this letter finds you well. Following the completion of the collation of polling station results for the Domi Kwabenya constituency, kindly find attached the writ of elections for the parliamentary elections held on Saturday, 7 December 2024 for the Domi Kwabenya constituency. Also attached is a schedule containing the name of the candidate elected pursuant to Regulation 43(2)(b) of the Public Elections Regulations 2024 CI 127. Signed, Samuel Tete, Deputy Chair, Operations. The third writ of elections was received on the 5th of January. 5th January. Also addressed to the clerk to Parliament, and it reads, Dear Sir, submission of writ of elections for Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, and Techiman South parliamentary elections held on 7 December 2024. I bring you greetings from the Electoral Commission and trust that this letter finds you well. Following the completion of the collation of polling station results for Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, and Techiman South constituencies, kindly find attached writ of elections for the parliamentary elections held on 7 December 2024 for the above-mentioned constituencies. Also attached is a schedule containing the names of the candidates elected pursuant to Regulation 43(2)(b) of the Public Elections Regulations 2020 CI 127. Again, signed by Samuel Tete, Deputy Chair, Operations for Chairperson. Honourable members elect, by this communication, the writs are hereby tabled for the information of the entire House. Honourable members elect, Order A3 of our standing orders states that a clerk, as a presiding officer, shall conduct a roll call of the members of Parliament elect, and a member is expected to respond to the roll call. I now proceed to call out your names in alphabetical order. But before I do so, it is imperative to bring to the attention of honorable members a matter of concern. I say so because I know this is a matter which will come up on this floor. And so it is my noble duty, legally, constitutionally, and procedurally, to draw your attention. For your... So I proceed, honorable members. I proceed. Two issues relating to two constituencies are outstanding. And the constituencies are Ablekuma North and Akwetia. Honorable members, would you kindly listen as we proceed? Ablekuma North and Akwetia. The case of Ablekuma North is known to all of us in this honorable house. We don't have writ of elections from the Electoral Commission in respect of Ablekuma North. And therefore, it is impossible to proceed with any matter relating to Ablekuma North in terms of roll call and in terms of the eligibility of a member for that constituency to participate in the election of the Speaker. In the case of Akwetia, the clerk to Parliament was served a process on the 3rd of January 2025 with an order of interim injunction from a high court in Koforidua. This order was served through the legal office of the Parliamentary Service. The order directed the respondents, including the clerk to Parliament, indicating that they are restrained from proceeding to call, admit, register, swear in, recognize, gazette the said Ernest Yao Kumi as the elected member for the Akwetia constituency. At the time of the receipt of the order, the Parliamentary Service had already completed the process of registration of Ernest Yao Kumi as member-elect. This is precisely because the first writ of elections that we received, Ernest Yao Kumi was part of that process. So we received writ of elections in respect of Ernest Yao Kumi. And without the pendency of any suit, any process, the Parliamentary Service, in compliance with due process, had to register the member. So we did so. Subsequently, it has come to our attention. There's a restraining order of a court. Restraining not just the member, but the clerk to Parliament from proceeding with the registration of, from proceeding with the members' participation in the election of the Speaker. This is a matter that honorable members ought to know, since it is a court order, which order restrains the clerk to Parliament as well from proceeding or dealing with a member in this matter. I find myself constrained. Listen to me. Don't worry. Let him finish. All right. No. Let me finish. I I'll do it. I'll do it. Honorable members. All right. Honorable members. So I have brought this matter to the attention of the House. That is my pleasant duty to do. The member may decide, may elect to participate. But in doing so, I'm drawing attention to Article 105 of the Constitution. And I will read, a person who sits or votes in Parliament knowing or having reasonable grounds for knowing that he is not entitled to do so commits an offense and shall be liable on conviction to such penalty as shall be prescribed by or under an enactment of Parliament. Having done this, I have discharged my noble duty. I'll end there. At this time, honourable members, I proceed. No. I am not sitting there.
Mr. Chairman, colleagues, please, let's make a headway. Mr. Chairman, we have heard you. This is a house of rules and procedure that is not in doubt. This is a house that relies on precedents. I just have a simple answer to the point you made, and I have the instructions of my respected colleague-elect, Honorable Ernest Kumi, and fortified by the precedents of this house, which precedent is dated 7th of January 2021. I simply
was again a member of the International Council for Parliamentarians for Global Action. He is again the founding member, Global Organization for Parliamentarians Against Corruption, GOPAC, between 2004 and 2014. Was a member of Parliamentarians for Global Action, again between 1994 to 2017. He was the vice president of CPA between 2021 to 2022. Currently the president, Conference of Speakers, and president of African Legislatures. He's a member, International Advisory Council for Global Governance in Washington, and a member of the International Council for Political Renewal, again in the United States, Washington. For his outstanding leadership and lifetime of dedication to public service, both in Ghana and abroad, Speaker Bagbin was awarded Doctor of Law Honoris Causa, LLD, by the University of Professional Studies, UPSA, in the year 2017. Right Honorable Speaker has won a significant number of international and domestic awards. He's a strong advocate for gender and social inclusion, women's rights and empowerment, and equitable representation in Parliament in all decision-making across the country and globally. He's also noted for his principled, courageous, firm, decisive, and resolute personality. Right Honorable Bagbin is a man of high integrity and a Democrat par excellence. Mr. Chairman, Speaker Bagbin has championed several institutional reforms and the welfare of members and the parliamentary service during his first term as Speaker. In addition to this, he is the first Speaker of this House to demystify Parliament by taking the institution to the doorsteps of the people of Ghana. He is married with 2 kids. I so move. Thank you.
Chairman, it is my distinct honor to rise to second this motion ably moved by my respected colleague, Dr. Kesil Atoba Fosso. But before I second this motion, before I second this motion, under the rules of this House, which secondment requires that there should be no need for remarks or debate, I shall address some preliminary matters. Before, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, this House is an independent constitutional body. The mandate given to us to elect a speaker is engraved in the provisions of the Constitution, in particular, Article 95 of the Constitution. The Speaker he hasn't called.
Mr. Chairman, your guidance will be needed in this matter. This is my 4th term in this House, and this is the first time in the history of this Parliament. Our standing orders are very clear. When you rise to second a motion, there must be no remark, no debate. What the minority leader, who has not told us if it is now spiritually okay for him to sit in the minority leader's chair, I don't know what his spiritual advisors are telling him now. He cannot be violently violating our standing orders with such impunity. We cannot accept it. So, Mr. Chairman, please, we invite you to ensure that this solemn occasion proceeds with respect to our Constitution and the standing orders of the House. If you have some, you call it preliminary remarks, you can do that out of the confines of the motion and secondment. You are minority leader. You are well within your right to make your preliminary remarks after. You cannot be violating our standing orders. Please, let's be careful the precedent we set. This is so bizarre. It's never been seen in this House. So, respected minority leader, please. And, Chair, I'm getting the impression that the clerk is allowing the minority leader to dictate the pace. Please, let's see your authority. We will not accept this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable members.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable members, thank you very much. The honorable minority leader indicated that he is aware of the rules of engagement regarding seconding the motion nominating the speaker. That should be without debate or remarks. And I believe the honorable minority leader will do exactly so. Honorable minority leader, you may proceed without debate or remarks. Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I do not want to take issues with my respected colleague, Honorable Ablakwa. I will always want to respect his views. But I love debate, and I would want us to go into the issues. I kept quiet. You are impatient. I kept quiet for you. Let's have some decorum. Mr. Chairman, my practice at the bar is always a guide for me. I said I have a preliminary matter to raise. In law, Mr. Ablakwa, you pay attention. This is a matter of law. This is a matter of law. This is a matter of law. Law, pay attention. When Mr. Chairman, I said I have a preliminary matter, I meant to say that I had to deal with the preliminary matter before I get to the stage of seconding the motion. And that is allowed. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, this house is a house of rules and procedures. Mr. Chairman, before I proceed, let me put on record that the minority leader is a distinguished lawyer of repute. And indeed, Mr. Chairman, I will refer the House to the rules of this House, and specifically to Order 8, Rule 4. And Mr. Chairman did refer to it, which reads, with your permission, and I quote, that a member-elect addressing the clerk shall propose a person to the House as the Speaker of Parliament and shall move that the person, quotes, do take the chair of this House as Speaker, end quotes, which motion shall be seconded without debate or remarks, end quotes. Mr. Chairman, my colleague, brother and friend, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa, made the point rightly that in seconding the motion for somebody to take the chair, one is not entitled to make remarks or debate. But Mr. Chairman, we all heard the venerable, distinguished, astute lawyer, minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Maki, loud and clear. Mr. Chairman, he said, and I quote him, before I second the motion, and end quote, before I second the motion. Mr. Chairman, he had not seconded the motion. And he did go a step further, Mr. Chairman, he did go a step further to say, before I second the motion, I would like to make some preliminary points. And so, Mr. Chairman, I will pardon my friend and brother, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. He is not a lawyer. And therefore, by a basic rule, Mr. Chairman, by a basic rule or canon of interpretation, even a lay person will appreciate that the the distinguished minority leader is yet to second the motion, and therefore he's entitled to make the preliminary points he sought to make. So let the minority leader make those points. Thank you very much.
Thank you, honorable members. Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, we shall proceed with seconding of the motion. And honorable minority leader, please proceed. Brevity, the rules of the game.
Mr. Chairman,
Rafi, sit down. Mr. Chairman, to rise to second a motion is a voluntary act. If he's not interested in seconding the motion, he should sit down. Arise to second the motion. The motion is therefore seconded. Thank you very much.
The honorable minority leader was on the floor before the other honorable member interjected. The rules of the House, honorable members, honorable minority leader, please continue with the seconding of the motion. Please second the motion. Please second the motion.
Mr. Chairman, our Constitution, Article 95, provides that there shall be a Speaker who shall be elected by members of Parliament from among persons who are members of Parliament or who are qualified to be elected as members of Parliament. Mr. Chairman, I have in my hand a statement issued by the office of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, titled President-elect Mandate NDC Parliamentary Leadership to nominate Right Honorable ASK Bagbin as Speaker of 9th Parliament. It reads, the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has in consultation with the National Executive and Parliamentary Leadership of National Democratic Congress, mandated the nomination
Mr. Chairman
of the Right Honorable Alban Kingsford Bagbin as Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, this letter is signed by Mr. Felix Ofosu, Pachi Ofosu, as special aid. Chairman, the preliminary issue I'm raising is to the effect that the nomination
Mr. Chairman
only requires the consent
word from
of
that
the
letter.
person to be nominated.
Word from that letter. That letter, where is it from?
Situation where
It must not be tolerated.
that the executive now directs that a member to nominate would make this arm of
This is the
government
House of Record.
an
No, where from that letter? It's the objection that I have. Having made that point, where from that letter, I need, Mr. Chairman, to also draw your attention to the fact that in 2001, 7 January, when Right Honorable himself, as minority leader, was seconding the motion ably moved by J.H. Mensah for consideration of Alajete as a speaker. These were his observations, and I read from column 4 of the Hansard of 7 January 2001. I quote, ASK Bagbin, NDC, Navdole Kalu, as he then was. He says, Mr. Chairman, I rise to second the motion urging this House to accept the nomination of Mr. Peter Alajete as Speaker of the 3rd Parliament of the 4th Republic. He goes on to say, Mr. Chairman, in doing so, however, I would want to register the displeasure of the minority side on how this issue has been handled. Mr. Chairman, it is part of the rules of democracy for us to be heard. I am not opposed to the motion, but my concerns must register for Hansa. And the man that we are proposing for the high office of Speaker himself has set a precedent where in seconding Alajete, the chair allowed him to raise his concerns. Let us tolerate each other. I am here with his own records. Mr. Chair, my contention basically is that in view of the improper consultation, from the majority side in this matter, and in view of the fact that, Mr. Speaker, the executive in a public statement is directing the honorable majority leader to nominate a person. I hold the view that honorable minority leader.
No, I have to come in.
There is no any executive. Honorable minority leader. Honorable minority leader. Honorable minority leader.
There is no any executive.
Honorable minority leader. Honorable minority leader.
There is no executive.
Recognize honorable members' intents. But let me make a point. Honorable minority, I am the chair of this proceeding. Let me make my point. Honorable minority leader, there are extraneous matters which I believe should not be part of this process. You were to second the motion. The other information you were tendering, the other information you were providing is not an information which is before this House. It is not part of the process for consideration for nomination of the Speaker. So, in seconding the motion, these matters ought not to have been brought to the floor of the House. Let me make that point. In doing so, I recognize Honorable Muntaka, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Chair, ordinarily I would not have reason to speak, but because we have rules and you have a leader grossly abusing it, I need to draw his attention. Aside Order 7, I want to refer the minority leader to our standing orders 11510. And in 11510, it says, and I read, under rules of debate, and I read, a member seconding the motion or an amendment shall state, Mr. or Madam Speaker, I beg to second the motion or amendment, except that this may be without limiting the right of the member to speak later at a later stage within the debate. Most importantly, Mr. Chair, 11, it says, a mover of a motion or amendment may speak in support of the motion, but subject to these orders, no further, and that's where the emphasis is, no further debate is allowed until the motion or amendment has been seconded. So while you are saying, yes, it's within your right as a member, and even when you go to order 8, after seconding and the motion is taken, before the speaker is called to take the chair, the standing order allows a member to get up and make other comments before that chair. So all we are saying is that in what you are doing, you are abusing the rules. You can second the motion, let the motion pass. If you have something to say, you get up and you cut the out of the chair, and then you'll be allowed to speak. So with this, you are abusing our rules, and we need to draw your attention. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Minority Leader, I take it that you have seconded the motion. If you haven't seconded the motion, Honorable Minority Leader, you will second the motion. You will not proceed on any other matter apart from seconding the motion. So long as I remain the chair of these proceedings, you will not do any other thing apart from seconding the motion. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I have heard Honorable Muntaka. I disagree with him, but I'll reserve that for another day. Mr. Chairman, with the greatest respect to you, wait, Mr. Chairman, with the greatest respect to you, a preliminary matter is a preliminary matter. Having raised them, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, having raised them, I shall proceed, therefore, to second the motion moved by my legislator colleague.
For consideration for election to the office of the Speaker has been moved and ably seconded. Earlier, I drew attention to the relevant provisions of the standing orders, which requires a consent letter from the person nominated. Let me indicate, I have in my hand a consent letter addressed to the Clerk to Parliament, Parliament of Accra. Attention, Mr. Ebenezer Ahuma Jetro. Written consent to be nominated as the Speaker. Pursuant to Order 7.2 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, I hereby consent to be nominated to be elected as the Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Your cooperation is highly solicited. Signed, Right Honorable Alban Kingsford Bagbin. So we have the consent letter. Having secured the consent letter, yes, it is appropriately tabled. It is appropriately tabled. Yes, together with all. Yes. Thank you very much, honorable members. At this time, I want to find out, is there any other nomination? All right.
Mr. Chairman, in response to your question, our side has no other nomination. Just for the record, we do not have any other. Why are you scared? You think we want to pull a fast one on you? Why are you scared? Mr. Speaker, why are they scared? We are not pulling a fast one on you. We will not. Are you sure you don't have any other nomination yourself? Mr. Chairman, I want to find out from our side. Mr. Chairman, have patience for the process. Our side, the NPP minority has no other nomination. But we want to find out from the backbench whether they have any other nomination. They should tell us. Whether they are only relying on the president-elect's nomination or they have another one. They should let us know. Other nomination, I hereby duly declare Alban Kingsford Bagbin as having been elected. Sponsors to conduct Alban Kingsford Bagbin to election. As Alban Kingsford Bagbin is being conducted into the House, I shall invite the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Tokonu, to proceed to the days for the administration of oath.
Last 4 years, they were powerful guys. Final decided. Come back. You did live, man. But then they pick you and then they tell you. Hey. So how you gonna say you did on
Waiting for you to come. All members may resume their seats. You may resume your seats. I shall now invite Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, to administer the oath of allegiance and the oath of office of the Speaker to the Speaker-elect. Your Ladyship, the Chief Justice, may proceed to the dais for the administration of the oath. One microphone. Okay, that's fine.
We will start with the oath. Honorable Speaker, we will start with the oath of allegiance. Do kindly say after me. I,
Alban Bagbin,
in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear
That faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Republic of Ghana
to the Republic of Ghana
as by law established.
as by law established.
That I will uphold the sovereignty
That I will uphold the sovereignty
and integrity of Ghana.
and integrity of Ghana.
And that I will preserve,
And that I will preserve,
protect,
and
defend
the
Constitution
Constitution
of the Republic of Ghana.
of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Now we will have the Speaker's oath. I,
Alban Kingsford Bagbin,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Republic of Ghana
to the Republic of Ghana
as by law established.
as by law established.
That I will uphold the integrity
That I will uphold the integrity
of the Republic of Ghana.
of the Republic of Ghana.
That I will faithfully
That I will faithfully
and conscientiously
and conscientiously
discharge my duties as Speaker of Parliament.
as Speaker of Parliament.
And that I will uphold,
And that I will uphold,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of
the
Ghana.
Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And that I will do right to all manner of persons in accordance with the Constitution of Ghana and the laws and conventions of Parliament without fear or favor, affection or ill will. So help me God.
Help me God. Mostly.
Congratulations, Mr. Speaker. God bless you.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, it's now time for us to move to item 5 on the order paper. Right Honorable Speaker delivers acceptance speech. Honorable members, I proceed to deliver my acceptance speech. Your Ladyship, the Chief Justice, Justice Mrs. Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokunu, Honorable Members of Parliament elect, Your Excellencies, Speakers and Presidents of legislatures present. I'm aware we have a number of them with us today. Your Excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps present, our most revered spiritual and traditional leaders of the country, chairmen and executives of political parties present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great humility that I accept the high and privileged office of the Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana, having had the same honor to be Speaker of the 8th Parliament. I am grateful to the Almighty God for His grace and mercies for me to achieve this rare feat. To Him be all the praise an honor. Honorable members of Parliament-elect, I am very grateful for the privilege and confidence you have reposed in me to be Speaker and to head this honorable House once more. I also express my gratitude to the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for the trust and confidence in me and my leadership of the House, and for recommending my candidature in me and my leadership of the House, and for recommending my candidature in consultation with the leadership of the great National Democratic Congress to be elected Speaker of this Parliament. I came to the Speaker of the 8th Parliament with my experience as the longest legislator of the House. I now come to the 9th Parliament with just not that background, but now with the experience of 4 years of speakership of a very difficult hung parliament. I promise to bring all these experiences to bear in guiding this House to perform its mandate with efficiency, diligence, and above all, with a sense of being the bulwark of democracy in Ghana. To the good people of Ghana who continue to hope for a better Ghana, I urge you to support your parliament and be interested and engaged with the work of parliament. As the standard orders of parliament direct, after we have performed this duty of electing me as the Speaker of Parliament, I will have the singular honor and duty to also proceed to perform the other duties imposed by the standing orders of the House. That is, to swear in the members elect and proceed to supervise the election of 2 deputy speakers of the House. Once again, I am very grateful for this great honor. I thank you so much. Honorable members, we now proceed to item 6 on the order paper, taking of oaths.
Right, and now we have a Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the Republic of Ghana in the person of Alban Bagbin. He's getting the opportunity to do this the second time, and he's the longest serving member of Parliament to get this opportunity. It's been an interesting journey to this in the last 1.5 hours or so. Did you expect that this would drag this much, Raymond?
I felt it was needless. I felt, we could have hurried it on, especially when you know there's no objection. There's not going to be any election, there's not going to be any voting. Sometimes, I mean, well, they will say that it's also part of the process, but...
Not on a day like this.
Yeah, it's so this, and everybody, even sitting here, realized that Afenyomakin was just trying to drag them and the people into the conversation and drag it on, and they bought it. They were all over the place, raising issues as if he didn't know what he was doing.
When you say, you know, Winston, when you say not on an occasion like this, what do you mean? That is a place, an assembly of the freedom of expression.
Samson, what's the end game? What's the end game?
He said he had preliminary, points to make.
Did he have objection?
He didn't have an objection.
What were the preliminary issues? My point is, what's the end game? It's not like you're going to achieve anything. Okay? If you want to have your say, you can have your say on another day. Because from here, you're supposed to be at the Independence Square for the swearing in of the next president of the Republic of Ghana. The last thing you want to do is to spend a lot of time here. Okay? I mean, look, they are going to be at the Independence Square. I may not be there.
He was quoting Bagbin himself when he had to second, the nomination of Peter Alajete.
The difference
he made comments.
The difference between the Bagbin era and this era is the fact that in the Bagbin era, we actually would have done this in the morning. Okay, so I mean, all of us here would be in Parliament around 9, 10, and then everything is started. My point is that, look, yes, the previous swearing in went into the day, and it actually affected the swearing in, the timing and everything. And so we've learned lessons. Ghanaians have voted and voted massively for the NDC to have an absolute majority in Parliament. What you can do is that let this pass. Then when the Speaker, because the Speaker would come back and address all of you, and in addressing all of you, you can then take over and say, but Mr. Speaker, you have been an advocate of, an independent Parliament. How come your own appointment had to come from the President-elect? You can trigger that.
Your point is that this is better off going into the review meeting of this procedure when they sit on their own. What we are watching is getting to know, because in effect, there's no objection.
Yes.
So the reality on the ground is, and you kept on saying preliminary point, preliminary.
But listen, this is Parliament.
We are not saying
this
that
is
you
Parliament.
can't debate. We
This is
say
the
that don't waste our
chamber
time.
where the
That's
people's
difference.
representatives are, and the Constitution provides for the freedom of expression in this place. There's a privilege, and you don't get into trouble for saying anything you want to say.
Nobody in Futus wanted him to go and raise his point. Nobody.
Are you sure about that?
No. It is. See, we should sometimes cut to the chase. It's grandstanding. You get my point,
right?
And some of these things, they just make it ceremonial, especially when people are interested. But when people stay up throughout the night and want to see a process through,
what do you make of this clerk? Compared to the clerk who supervised the 2021
but
process.
two forms. That man was under massive pressure, and he under-delivered. He was part of the problem, to be fair. That day, he did not know his left from right. He was taking instructions from every corner. This one will not let Afeni Market dictate to him. You saw that. Even when the other side also wanted him to hurry on, he actually insisted on doing what's right. And I was impressed with it. In fact, he spoke better. He appeared to be in charge. He appeared to be in absolute.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the House.
His Excellency Bitogo, Président Assemblée Nationale de Côte d'Ivoire. Assemblée Nationale de Côte d'Ivoire. As you know, he's a very dear friend and brother of mine. You are most welcome. We also have the Right Honorable Nagbekun, Speaker of the Liberian House of Representatives. We have His Excellency Fortune Zefamia Cherubira, Speaker of the Pan-African Parliament. We have Honorable Ajaratu Traore Coulibaly, Second Deputy Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament. We have the Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia. He is ably supported by the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress in the person of Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kweti. We have the Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Information, Broadcasting, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism Committee, and also the Vice Chairman of the Maritime Committee in the person of Senate Abraham Darius Dillon. I'm sure you can see the galaxy of our kings, our queens, our queen mothers in the public gallery. And I see your lovely, the term I use here is spouses of members of parliament. And those who actually lead us spiritually. We have a lot of religious leaders with us. So those of you who go quoting the holy books, whether the Holy Quran or the Holy Bible, please kindly take note and don't mislead when you are quoting. We have a number of the members, honorable members-elect actually, in accordance with Article 100 of the 1992 Constitution and Order 13.1 of the Standard Orders of Parliament, I shall proceed to administer the oaths to you, members-elect, and you may swear on the Bible, the crucifix, or the Holy Quran. Alternatively, a member-elect may make and subscribe to a solemn affirmation. May I now kindly request members-elect to rise in their seats. I intend to commence with the oath of allegiance. Honorable members-elect, you shall repeat after me. I do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God. We shall now proceed to the oath of a member of Parliament. And once again, you repeat after me. I, having been elected a member of Parliament, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana as by law established, that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. And that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of a Member of Parliament. So help me God. Honorable members, you may now resume your seats. Honorable members, you may now resume your seats. Please resume your seats. Honorable members, resume your seats. Honorable members, before I congratulate all of you on the assumption of office as members of Parliament, it is important I remind you of the crucial role of political leadership in development. Honorable members, it is very important for you to keep uppermost in your mind the crucial role of political leadership in the process of national development. Society develops or fails to develop depending on the extent to which its political leadership is intelligent, creative, skillful, committed, and has the capacity to enlist support, induce loyalty, and to inspire confidence. Today, we are now the political leaders of Ghana. And this onerous responsibility rests over us. I know together we can do it. We have no alternative than to coalesce together to develop Ghana. With this, I thank you for your patience and attention. I will, on behalf of your constituents, the good people of Ghana, and our beloved Mother Ghana, congratulate you all for this achievement. I'm aware of what you went through before you got elected to this house. And I trust that you will not abuse the trust and confidence of the people. With this, honorable members, you are all to sign the oaths and submit the signed copies to the marshal. Please, you can do that now or later. Honorable members, happily, your new standing orders is in print, and you'll be giving copies soon. May I now have the guidance of the leadership of the House, whether there's any more item for us to take, or we should call it a ninth. Majority Leader and Leader of the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may we please proceed to item 7. The House elect deputy speakers, item 7. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, is that the sense of the House? We shall now proceed to item 6 to elect the 2 deputy speakers of the House. Any nominations?
Right, Honorable Speaker. pursuant to Article 96 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the Standing Order 12 of this House, I hereby nominate Honorable Bernard Ahiafo for consideration by this August House as the first Deputy Speaker of this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ahiafo is a distinguished lawyer with 23 years of experience at the bar. He is currently an NDC Member of Parliament for Akachi South Constituency. In the 8th Parliament, Mr. Speaker, he was a respected member, ranking member for Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ahiafo comes from Atijive in the Akachi South municipality in the Volta region. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ahiafo was born on the 6th day of February 1973, so he's over 52 years today. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Honorable members, any seconder?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Member of Adaku, Honorable Kwame Abuja. I so move.
I hope, honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, I hope this time around there will be no theatrics, and so I'll proceed. Honorable members, the motion has been moved and seconded. I proceed to put the question. Honorable members, can you hear me? Honorable members, there being no other nomination, I proceed to declare Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, Member of Parliament for Akachi South Constituency, duly elected as the first Deputy Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana.
The same way. You should find out. I have for none of the show. I don't think I could now.
Honorable members, may we now proceed to the election of the second deputy speaker. Any nomination? Yes.
Speaker, I rise with respect to nominate Speaker, I rise to nominate the Honorable Andrew Esiama Amuako for the position of the second deputy speaker. Speaker, the Honorable Amuako Esiama is a respected surveyor, a lawyer, an educationist, and to top it up, a politician. In environmental law, degree in conflict, peace and security. He also holds a bachelor's degree in land economy and law. Speaker, the Honorable Esiama is proudly married with 5 children. All of us, most of us in this chamber can testify that in the 8th Parliament, the Honorable Esiama has played the role of deputizing you on many occasions, especially occasions where the House has come to some form of tension. He has dispensed his job and himself creditably. Speaker, let me also say that I have in my hands a letter of consent of the nominee. And so I shall rely on this, and without adding more, I so move. Speaker, I'm grateful.
Honorable members, any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, having regard to Article 96(1)(b) of the 1992 Constitution, noting the election of the first Deputy Speaker from the NDC party, I beg to second the motion. Thank you.
There being no other nomination, I proceed to declare Honorable Esiama Andrew Amuako, Member of Parliament for Formina Constituency, duly elected as the second Deputy Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, this is the first sitting of the first meeting of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. So I understand, but let it be known that it's unparliamentary to clap in plenary sessions of this House. You don't clap. You say, yeah, yeah. You have to control your emotions. It's a learning process, and so it's important I draw your attention. Let me now happily bring to your attention that the people who made me possible to get to these heights have come in their numbers from the beautiful constituency, the Nadolu-Kaleo constituency in the Upper West region. And so I have a number of my hard-working constituents at the public gallery. I think it's important you thank them on my behalf for what they've done for all these years. I'm extremely grateful to all of them. Now, with your kind indulgence, I will proceed to suspend the sitting of the House to 10 in the forenoon, when we shall all reconvene at the Independence Square for another important activity. Honorable members are expected to be seated by 9 in the forenoon. Proceedings will commence at 10 prompt. With this, the sitting honorable members, I've been given further information that in view
of the numbers expected at the Independence Square, you are all urged to convene in the presence of Parliament, where there will be some buses to convey you to the venue, that is the Independence Square. And so you are expected to be here before the 9 in the forenoon. Please, let's be time conscious in this matter. With this, I proceed to suspend the sitting, and that is the first sitting of the first meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. The House and sitting is accordingly suspended.
The sitting of the first sitting, they say, of the first session of the 9th Parliament has now been suspended. What's the difference?
They say the first sitting of the first meeting
of the first session
of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic.
So what's the difference? It's suspended, it's not adjourned.
Yes, because
they'll continue in the morning.
Continue, with the swearing in.
In a couple of hours' time.
Would have to swear the oath in Parliament. So the Parliament will reconvene at the Independence Square, and then the sitting will continue.
Surprise at the deputies?
Not at all.
Why?
I think there was some back and forth as to whether the NPP will play ball and NDC would tighten their nose. But I see, it made sense that you are not seen as grabbing all power, as straining them of the little ability to contribute. Participatory democracy is important. At all levels, we should not be seen as there is a certain reward that Ghanaians have given you. Being magnanimous in victory helps. It helps because this victory you are very excited about, you can lose it in a matter of years, 4, or even a little beyond that. So you should be seen as embracing all. You should be seen as doing more than just the usual politicking. Oh, they are down, let's kick them harder. That does not engender the kind of support you want. And again, I'm expecting that even in this state of Parliament, they would rather be concentrating on how to build consensus, how to get other ideas. Because there are people sitting on the outside, they were ministers, they have some experience, they have some insight that you may need to run the country. This business of always seeking to run the country with half of the country, we all know it doesn't make sense.
Well,
because in my hometown, there's an expression that is loosely translated, all of the world's sense cannot be in one person's head. So you need more people. Brilliant. And they are not third-class citizens in their own country. Even though sometimes, because of politics and grandstanding, all of these things happen, ultimately, you will need some of the people and their expertise and their experience to help build a better country. So I was very impressed with the fact that I know some foot soldiers of the NDC are not happy that they went and gave, when they had the power, to deprive them of everything. But it is when you have it all that your real character is shown.
Right. So Winston, you were thinking perhaps we could have ended this by 1:30 latest, but here we are. It's 2:30ish, almost 2:40 now.
Yeah. But again, I'm happy that we didn't have to go through the regular elections here and there.
Right.
And, you know, the thing for me is this. At some point, certain things would have to stop. Okay. And I keep saying that I'm not the kind of person who's always thinking about revenge. Sometimes you make a point by not revenging. And so...
To be that bigger person.
Yes. You know, I'm not the kind of person who always says, well, because you did this to me, I'm going to do that to you the next time around. And so the moment, Roxanne Nelson Dathia-Mekbo indicated that if they want to engage in litigation and all of that, they will let it slide, I realized that the NDC, who are masters of this game, when I say masters of this game, they succeeded in getting all of us to wait till the morning in 2021, knew that the NPP had nothing to lose this time around. The minority has absolutely nothing to lose.
Right.
President John Mahama is waiting to be sworn in. And if you're the NDC, I mean, and look, absolute majority, first deputy speaker of parliament, what else do you need? I mean, if in 2021, after the speaker of parliament, you actually give out the first deputy and second deputy, why would you want to fight for a second deputy too in 2025, for instance? I'm happy that at least this could be a sign of things to come. Let's see.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this briefly. I'll return to you, and then we could wrap up and all go get some rest so that we can continue in the morning with the swearing in of John Dramani Mahama and Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as president and vice president. Let's go back to Parliament.
Going to be able to resist, we know the majority's behavior to almost always shout when you guys are speaking, fighting you on that score. Are you going to be able to resist that?
That is the responsibility. That is the responsibility we have. It's a huge responsibility you have on our shoulders. That at the end of the day, we don't become a timid minority. We don't become a minority that is intimidated, but a minority that is focused on the mandate that has been bestowed upon us by the Ghanaian people. A democracy is a danger to itself. It's a danger to the country and the state if it is not held in check, if there are not checks and balances. And checks and balances can only come up if you have a strong minority, if you have an opposition that is holding the government accountable, if you have a strong civil society, if you have media like you people. I have absolutely no doubt that what is going to prevail in this 9th parliament is the quality of debate, is the quality of contribution, is the quality of presentation. That is what is going to make the difference.
Is there a particular place you are expecting to focus on as a member of parliament? We know you are just exiting as the lands and natural resources minister.
We'll see about that. Let's wait for the leadership to make that call.
Right. We'll see. Thank you very much. Congratulations. You had the MP. There's a news conference that's just about to be addressed. Samirku, it's good to have you. Congratulations. You've finally been sworn in. What are your own impressions about what you've seen today, given your first time coming in here?
Well, very interesting, and also a clear case of Ghana's democracy coming of age. And, you know, clearly the level of civility and the camaraderie that exists amongst members of parliament is something that I find very remarkable. Again, one thing that I can also say for sure is that the NPP side may be smaller in number in terms of our minority figure. But one thing that I know for sure is that it's going to be a very effective opposition here in this house, very resilient, very formidable, and also the strength to be in our unity. And we are resolved, just as our forebears in 1997, when there were just about 61 members of parliament against 133 members of parliament from the NDC side. We did rise to the occasion. We worked hard, and with determination and courage, we were able to move beyond our barriers and recapture our lost ground. So with the kind of early meetings that we've had throughout today with our leadership from the minority side and the resolve of the members of parliament from the minority side, I'm confident that the NPP will give a very good account of itself. And myself, I promise to also be a very effective member of the minority, where we're going to definitely hold government accountable to its promises and scrutinize the programs, the policies and budget of of government. So it's not going to be a rubber stamp minority that you're going to have. It's going to be a very strong, effective minority that you're going to have.
You hear the Member of Parliament elect. Let me speak to more and more people. You see John DeMello. They are trying to get an interview with him, with a number of people who are speaking to us, giving their indication in terms of what they believe will be the key issues to look at. So I'll be looking forward pretty shortly to talk to A+ and also John DeMello, who have all just now been sworn in terms of what we've been able to see here. And so we'll get to speak to more and more people. Jerry Shuaib is the MP for Wait Agbawi, first timer, but he is in leadership. What were your own understanding and expectation? Your own feeling of what has happened today in the House?
It's a good start. It's humbling. There are a whole lot of things we have to learn, and I'm sure we are going to get things done, and we are going to work together.
As a whip, you will be in charge of galvanizing your members, bringing them to the floor for a vote. I mean, if it comes to a vote, the numbers are so overwhelming for the NPP side, NDC side. It would appear you may not be able to do much. What message do you have for Ghanaians who say that your numbers is too small? They don't believe you may be able to hold government's feet to the fire that much.
Well, we've had precedents, so it doesn't have to be the size. It has to be the intellectual capacity. I mean, you can be 200 and be screaming and there won't be sense in whatever you're saying. You can be 5. But you can be very solid in projecting your views and making very solid submissions on the floor. And we are hopeful that we are going to do that.
Thank you very much and congratulations. And so let's try and speak to John DeMello, who's just about leaving. And so we get some understanding of what's going to happen. Before you leave, Honorable John DeMello, I'm not trying to kidnap you.
You are.
I'm not trying to kidnap you. You are now the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wogo. Yes. You did try on your first time. It didn't work out. But you did breach a 10,000 gap to 2,000. And finally, you are here. You've seen the situation that has panned out on this first sitting as you've come here. What are your own expectations of this 9th Parliament and yourself representing the good people of Ayawaso West Wogo?
Well, first and foremost, I would say thank God. It's been a long journey, reducing the votes from 10,000 to 2,000 and finally taking it up to 13,000. You know, I think it's God's doing. I want to thank the people of Ayawaso West for believing in me. I want to thank everybody that helped us to get here at this point, and I will deliver. I wouldn't fail, but whenever I'm wrong, the people should correct me, and let's just make Ayawaso West a better place.
Congratulations and all the best. Definitely. John DeMello there speaking to us about his own expectation of the 8th Parliament. Pretty shortly, I'll speak to more.
Right. Thank you, Kweku, Asante. Thank you very much. So we just have been bringing you the pictures from Parliament. The pictures from Parliament about the dissolution of the 8th Parliament and the, as it were, inauguration of the 9th Parliament. The Constitution says that when the 9th Parliament, when a Parliament is inaugurated, there must be only one business at the first sitting, and that business is the election of the Speaker and Deputy Speakers. And once the swearing in for the others is done, that's the end of the business. There's no other business. So they have finished and suspended. So, look, there were those who took some risk. The clerk said, well, I have been served with an order of the courts. It's an injunction against you. I want you to know, but if you want to go ahead, he read the constitutional provision that says that if you did so, you were committing a crime.
Yes, and he still decided to go ahead. I mean, I would have expected the clerk to actually have asked him to leave. But again, you are a lawyer, he's a lawyer too, and I thought he was just, learning from the precedent that was set in 2021. But these are different times. Ernest Kumi has decided to sit through it. Alban Bagbin comes and administers the oath to him. Let's see what happens in the coming days. But to be very honest with you, if I found myself in his shoes, I probably wouldn't be taking that risk.
And remember that he'll be signing the oath.
It's not even as if you need the numbers for any substantive decision making.
Yeah.
you're not going to vote for any deputy speaker. You're not going to actually start any decision.
But he wants to be sworn into Parliament today.
At what risk? And again, people should have principled positions. He personally, what is his principled position on this matter? That he rather risk all the penalties involved? Is that really worth that much? Why? If you are truly elected to represent the people. And again, we've been discussing this matter of how speedy these things go. It would eventually come to the point. It's not going to be Rebecca Adote and Azekamu. It's not going to be that period. But when you make it look like, and we should be careful that we do not promote lawlessness in the name of the band says we should stick together. But in this case, if it was the 137 kind of business, a single MP on that side mattered most. But what we are looking at, this your 88 or almost 90 MPs on the minority side, you staying home and not being part of this will not make any impact. Indeed, it's just for the pictures. You are a small section in a small corner who should be mindful of what they are doing. So, I mean, I don't know what will be the idea behind this, but how on earth is a man seeking to make laws being lawless?
Well, was it important that the majority was asking that he himself be heard saying that he had decided to take that risk instead of Afenyomakin saying
Samson,
for him?
Tell us why that is important.
Yes. We want to know whether...
tell us why that is important.
A confession from his own mouth.
This is the provision that the clerk read before proceeding. Article 105. It says, a person who sits or votes in Parliament, knowing or having reasonable grounds for knowing that he is not entitled to do, commits an offence and shall be liable on conviction to such penalty as shall be prescribed by or under an act of Parliament. So this is a crime, it is a felony, and so by virtue of I think from where I sit, what the clerk should have done is that the clerk was holding the order of injunction from the court. And the order was also directed at the clerk himself, as the clerk of Parliament, that you should not register, you should not let this individual participate, you should not deal with him in whatever way, he should not be sworn in. So you have the duty to enforce that order.
Something he could not wish away.
So instead of saying that, well, I'm just bringing it to your attention, but you can decide that you take the risk and sit in, his job was to have ensured he together with the speaker had a duty to ensure that this MP-elect whose election is in question in the court for which there's an injunction was marched out of the house rather than giving them the option.
Okay. No, that's a very interesting point.
I think that's what should have happened.
Was that even brought to his attention? Was Clark minded? Did he receive requisite, maybe supplementary legal advice on the matter?
Well,
then
he's
he
supposed
decided
to be a lawyer.
go. Yeah, but sometimes you may need help. Yeah, you see, appreciating these things in full. Anyway, but we will see what becomes of this.
Exactly.
But it's just that, I mean, all the things that Kwesi went through, and even that time, it was 137.
That's right.
It was really needed. I do not see this also panning out in a similar way.
Because this is very simple.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, if you've been injuncted, the case will be heard.
That's right.
So you can come back and be sworn in Parliament. I mean, we've seen it happening where people have been sworn subsequently. So, I sincerely didn't understand why he had to rush it, but he may have his own reasons. We're looking at it from our perspectives and we're saying we wouldn't have done that, but he thinks that's the right thing to do.
Earlier, we were under the impression that because the processes had been served, the stay of execution and others had been served, Patrick Boama may be in some situation. Charles Forcing, is that his name?
Charles Forcing, yeah.
Tema Central.
Yeah, that's Tema Central.
And then who else? A J. Mensah Kosa. Yes, Techiman. It would also have been in some situation, but nothing of the sort came up.
I don't know, but you know, this is the thing. You know, when I said that, I mean, the moment I heard Roxon say that, oh, they are prepared to have a smooth program, and you had some George saying same and all of that, you realize that the NDC was not in for anything that would delay the swearing of President Mahama as president of the Republic of Ghana. Right. And it's something that they may have learned because they are masters of this game. They actually, and I said that earlier, they got all of us waiting, and they played the fast one. They put the fast one on the NPP in 2021. And so they know that the NPP came in here prepared to do same to them. Okay? And so, for instance, if you say, oh, that's what you want to do, they also nominate somebody to be elected as speaker. They will lose, but they will nominate.
Yeah, but Afenyo had suggested that the majority may have been afraid that when he got up, he was going to nominate, you know.
I'm saying that, you see, because you see, that's what I'm saying that, so I'm sure they may have agreed that, look, let it go.
All right.
Because if Afenyo had nominated another person for speaker and they voted, trust me, the NDC would have decided they won't give the NPP, they won't give the minority the second deputy. Yeah. So they also would have nominated a first deputy.
But the second deputy must not come from the party that gets the first deputy.
Exactly.
That's the constitution.
So what would have happened is that the party that gets the first deputy is NDC. They then will give it to an independent person, and the independent candidate are from Plains North or South. There's also a lawyer. They will just say, give it to that person, and then he gets it. The point I'm trying to raise is that, you know, at every point in time, so you know, and once there is delay, Charlie, look, they will tell you, at the time that President Akufo-Addo was waiting to be sworn in, and they are now in Parliament, Massa, at that point in time, you keep asking what is happening. Because technically speaking, we have no president as we speak today.
Yes, so really, as we speak, President Akufo-Addo, the power is evaporated.
Former president.
Yes.
He can't do one small thing in the name of the Republic of Ghana.
That reminds me, because we talk about president's powers and what he's doing. There was a certain request for advice and consideration from the executive president. We also the letter to the Council of State. Now, we are not sure whether that has happened, but subsequently,
That's for the presidential pardon.
Yes.
Prerogative of mercy.
Yes. So, and those are special powers for the president. Reserved powers. Now, interestingly, the man who speaks for the president came out to say nobody has been pardoned. Between the time, that's today, he issued a statement, and now where the powers of the president extinguishes 100%, he no longer has that prerogative. Does it mean that all of the people whose names are on the list, whose family members are started jubilating because they think that they are coming home, they are no longer going to be pardoned?
Well, if the corrections were made before midnight, then they will be pardoned. But we know that normally this pardon happens around the festive season.
True.
And this year, we don't have any lists that have come up, apart from this one.
So, yeah, it's true.
Winston, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that, so we've seen the letter that was addressed to the chairman of the Council of State. I think that the backlash could have compelled the presidency to stay it and leave. I am not sure they anticipated this, but all of a sudden, people became angry. They started asking questions. If you are Nana Akufo-Addo, it's not like Akufo-Addo is a man who fears criticism or who fears condemnation.
What if he hadn't come out until his power had gone away? What would he have done?
Yeah,
you can't take it back.
He could have actually just submitted it to the prisons and it never came out. But I probably think that there are people who were not also in support of it. And those people actually brought this out to get a backlash and then force the president to suspend the action.
Right.
Whatever it is, we will wait till later in the morning to find out if anything of a sort happened at midnight or before midnight. But until then, President Akufo-Addo is former president of the Republic of Ghana.
Right. A number of things have happened, including a prima facie determination that the Chief Justice, no case has been made to warrant the president setting up a committee to investigate her, as in to impeach her or remove her from office. So that petition too has died.
Yeah.
If you put everything together, I actually think, I think the Chief Justice ought to do some introspection too. Put everything together. Her conduct in the years that we are actually having. She should pretend that has nothing to do with her personally. She should just look at the numbers from Afrobarometer about people's trust in the institution. See, if for nothing at all, she should do some working on those ones, carry the people along, and so that we can be on the same plane. So that, because if you don't take care, a lot more of these will be coming up.
But that would sound like attempting to persecute someone, right?
Well, I mean, I've seen a post by Professor Kweku Asare saying
he's a petitioner.
He's a petitioner who is saying they will go back and they will come back.
Because he believed that he had formidable grounds.
Exactly. But
unfortunately, he doesn't make the prima facie determination.
Well,
it has been made.
I haven't had the time to read all the reasons, but you know.
Okay. Now we are good. We have
so
a new legal advisor
to the president.
To the president.
All right.
It might be different.
Okay. Thank you very much. This has been your election headquarters, and we have brought you the dissolution and inauguration of the new parliament. Dissolution of the old 8th and the inauguration of the 9th. I'm Samson Ladia Yenini, and I've been here with...
Say that right from 6 a.m. we'll be bringing you, coverage of the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama. And you are...
Raymond Akwa.
Enjoy the rest of the night.